What's up guys, Ryan from Cortex Labs, livecortex.com, where we talk about nootropics, testosterone, enhancing your physiology and brain function at various capacities using whatever we have available to us within reason to make us perform and feel and function awesomely. Thanks for being with me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will wait. I'm gonna hang right here. So you hit that bell. Hit the bell, please. Get notified of all the content that we're putting out. That's the only way you'll get notified of live streams and all future content. This broadcast is supported by a couple epic nootropic products. Number one, the Torque Nootropic Stack, high level, potent nootropic stack. And number two, the Cortex Nootropic Stack, also very potent, high level. You can find those at livecortex.com, links in the description below, and I will talk about them more at the end of this video. Okay, so let's talk about nootropics and confidence. And I'm gonna say something that's a little deviant than what I think you expect me to do, which is to give you stacks, which I will, that help confidence. And that is that confidence is really controlled by three things. It's controlled by energy, it's controlled by background relaxation, and it's controlled by competence. Okay? People are trying to manufacture confidence when they don't have energy or they don't know what the fuck they're talking about around one area or another. Your confidence depends on how much you know what you're talking about. Like, just put yourself in various contexts, right? It's a business context and you're giving a presentation to a bunch of seniors about some new element of software. Do you know about the software or don't you know about the software, right? Can you go on for a half an hour unscripted about the features of the software, or can you not? Because if you can't, then that's gonna affect your confidence no matter how much energy or background relaxation you have, because you don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. In a context with the opposite sex, like a woman, you're with a woman, it's like, do you have the energy? And do you have enough relaxation where you can just be yourself, where you can just be, you're just making things up to talk about, asking or questions. A great way to interact with women is just ask them questions about who they are and what they do and what they're about and what they like and what they dislike. People have shit they want to say, so ask them. And then probably in that case, that's going to be reflected back to you. So like, say what you like and what you don't like. So much of like people's lack of confidence is like apprehension to just be themselves. And if you're around people like where you can't be yourself, you're around the wrong people, okay? People try to make like interactions work with people where they're around the wrong people and they can't just fucking be themselves. That's the wrong idea. That's like trying to force some situations like not gonna work anyway. Like that's not how you wanna operate in life. Part of confidence is understanding you're who you are, you're gonna be who you are to people, and your goal is to not operate from scarcity, like, oh, if this person doesn't like how I am, then shit, I don't have any more people to hang out with. It's to realize there's 7 billion people, and yeah, it's hard to go find and meet people. You have to actually put effort in, but that's what you have to do. You gotta be around people that are like you. And you can validate what I'm saying by just thinking back. Like, when's the last presentation you had or some situation where you needed to be confident, but you felt like shit? You felt like shit. You generally just did not have any energy. Were you confident? No, right? You weren't. Maybe your competence in the arena pushed you through, and so you seemed confident, and that's great. Like, again, competence, energy, background relaxation. But if you walk around feeling like shit, your brain doesn't process well, you're not gonna feel confident. Like, you're not gonna be confident to just be yourself and to roll with whatever happens and just like, be your quirky self. So this goes without saying, but like, eat a real foods, whole food diet. Sleep as well as you can. If you're a man, which most of you are, optimize testosterone to get it to the 600 to 900 nanograms per deciliter range. Consciously work to keep your stress under control, and that will give you a pretty good baseline from which to be confident. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about nootropics. Now look, interestingly, there aren't specific nootropics that can help you to be confident. All you really need to do is target brain energy and relaxation at the same time, right? So that you're in that flow state. Confidence is a flow state, right? It's a very sort of a calm individual, but cognitively, everything's firing on all cylinders. And you can achieve that in a variety of ways, a stimulant and a balancer. As an example, you could have 75 milligrams modafinil in the mix, great like cognitive endurance, general cognitive enhancing nootropic chemical, and then 100 to 200 milligrams of L-theanine, a balancer, right? That's adding some serotonin, a little bit of GABA to the mix, chilling things out a little bit, right? Perhaps, inhibiting some of that excessive glutamate function. that should relax you, right? Now you're gonna have to play with doses, but that's a good template. Modafinil and theanine, just keep it simple. Secondarily, on the cognitive side, again, good cognition and good energy, you functioning well, leads to competence in your speech and your reference capacity, like referencing things and knowing what to talk about, knowing how to steer the conversation, which leads to confidence. Competence leads to confidence, and you get confidence through energy and cognition and relaxation. So if you were to throw down like 400 or 500 milligrams of aniracetam, a low dose of acetylcholine, call it 30 to 50 milligrams, that alone should have, for most folks that respond well to those chemicals, you operating functionally, right? You've got a good functional working memory, you're processing well, your ability to reference information and kind of bring it to the conversation is heightened, and therefore, like, you're more competent, and then you're gonna be more confident. Another classic example, which, I'll put it out there because I've worked with some like dating folks who need to actually manufacture confidence when they don't really even feel energized or feel like they have the confidence and their whole deal is like pick up and whatever, is taking phenylpiracetam, and if you can't get it, phenylpiracetam hydrazide, which Nootropics Source, I believe, has right now, and phenibut. Phenibut is basically a GABAergic. It's a very powerful benzo-like GABAergic that you do not want to be taking consistently at all. It's just like if you need that confidence level in a pinch, phenylpiracetam, phenibut is a good combination. The template should be on phenylpiracetam hydrazide, 50 to 75 milligrams, on regular phenylpiracetam, 75 milligrams to 200 milligrams. And this is really important. The phenibut needs to be dosed really low, both to stave off side effects and tolerance and weird issues where you sort of get dependent on the compound, because that's one of the reasons, most folks don't suggest taking it a lot, because you can get somewhat dependent on it. So you'd want to be dosing it between 100 and 400 milligrams. 100 and 400 milligrams. You're going to have to find your sweet spot within that. I can't give you an exact dose because it's going to be different for different people. But essentially, if you look at what you're doing there with phenylpiracetam and phenibut in the mix, you're speeding things up, you're improving cognition, right? Energy, the energy component, leads to competence, which leads to confidence. But at the same time, you're adding the relaxation element into the mix. You're slowing things down, right? So now you've got the energy, the cognition, and you have the relaxation. That is how you achieve confidence. The most comparable state to a state of confidence in the world, interacting with people, is flow, okay? So if you know how to induce flow with a nootropic stack or nootropic stacks, combined with your diet and your sleeping habits and your exercise habits, like all of these things contribute to that ongoing energy as well as the relaxation, then you should be able to induce confidence. And what I want to do in this video is like make the point, yes, use those stack recommendations, have a stimulant and a balancer essentially. I mean, that's basically the general template. Use those recommendations and more. But understand that you really don't even have to get that targeted, and there isn't necessarily a targeted answer for everyone. It's about having the brain energy, having the cognition, like having your brain actually be able to function really well in those acute periods, and then having a little bit of background relaxation. Because remember, cognition, energy, relaxation combined equal competence, like your ability to have verbal fluency, your ability to be a conversation starter, to keep the conversation engaged, your ability to recite the things that you need to know about the software program that you're giving a demo of to like seniors or whatever, your ability to reference the information that you need when you're doing some sort of speech in a meeting or in front of more people in a work or business capacity. One last tip I'll give, aside from nootropics about confidence, is like just try your very hardest to be relaxed, okay? When you're around a woman or you're around a business situation, you're around your boss, like the best you can do is stop that rabid brain of yours, from excessively processing information, and you're running scenarios, like worst case scenarios in your head and all this kind of shit that people do to themselves. Just be relaxed, right? The more relaxed you are, take a little pause, talk a little slower, right? I think some people think like if they talk slow, that means like, they're inept in terms of verbal fluency. Take a little more time to think about your words before they come out. Like I just slowed it down like a little bit. Do I seem like I'm any less confident or less competent? No. In fact, I seem more relaxed, right? Just slow it down a little bit. You do that and take a little bit of time to think about what you're doing, not in like an excessive ruminative way, but just sort of in a natural, like, just get down to this level right here. That's why energy, cognition, a little bit of relaxation, critically important for that flow state, leads to competence, ultimately leads to confidence. All right, so again, remember that general template on the nootropic side of having a stimulant and a balancer in the mix. That is the best way that you're going to chemically manufacture this. And aside from some of the recommendations that I gave, I mean, pick your racetam and then pick your balancer, right? You could use oxiracetam, a choline source, and lemon balm. On the dopamine side, you could use 9-MeBC, and then you could bring in something like Tulsi Holy Basil, right? And so you've got some dopamine firing, you got some stimulant action, and you got Tulsi Holy Basil, which is essentially an adaptogenic herb. You could be taking a Noopept primaracetam combination, which again is going to speed cognition up and make all that function really well. Have your choline source in there, and then bring another cortisol reducing or cortisol balancing adaptogenic herb in, like ashwagandha. So now you got Noopept primaracetam, citicoline, and then you have your ashwagandha in there taking care of the relaxation point, okay? I hope I've made that template very clear to you. Again, confidence is good energy, right? So good brain energy, good cognition, therefore, because that solves like 80% of confidence. Just function well. Eat well, sleep well, stop smoking, stop drinking too much at night, stop eating shit food, please. You will feel like a different person just eating real food. And then a little bit of relaxation. Okay, then you have competence in your capacity to interact, which is ultimately why you're needing to be, it's like, you don't need to be confident if you're just sitting there, just confident. Like nobody can even tell, who cares? Just sit there. But interaction is where you need the most confidence. So if you got the cognition, you got the brain energy, then you have the relaxation, that equals competence in whatever it is that you're doing, especially if you know what you're doing, also know what the fuck you're talking about. And that translates to confidence, okay? When you know what you're talking about, that's confidence. When your brain is functioning really awesomely, that's confidence, man. That's it. You know, your brain, it's all right here. It's not here, it's not anywhere else. It's all about how you're functioning, okay? So if there are things that are, in your diet and your blood, like testosterone, that is not as high as it could be, those are things you got to work on outside of nootropics in order to give this baseline level of confidence and energy so that you have confidence. Also, as an individual, it's like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean? Some bit of confidence has to do with like, what have you done? What are you doing? What is the job that you have? I mean, if you're driving around in a broken, 1999 Honda Civic and you have a shit job because that's all you can get or whatever that tried for, and you're not really working on your skill sets to go pursue other things, and you don't even know how to pursue other things, you have to work on mindset, man. Start watching mindset videos. Go follow my channel, Ryan Michael Ballo, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. All those channels, Ryan Michael Ballo, where I talk about, having business competence, life competence, like the ability to get things done, how to be productive, mindset, right? You got to work on your mindset and then get yourself to go out and do all those things. But ultimately, if you're a competent individual, because in life you're trying, you're pushing, you're always challenging yourself, confidence comes easy at that point. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope that makes sense. Go follow my other channel, Ryan Michael Ballo, if you want to hear me talk about competence, confidence, business, entrepreneurship, success, money, mindset, all that stuff. It's like what I love talking about. I like to, especially young men, I just like to teach guys how to be guys, man, how to go out there and kill it, get what you want in life, and make shit happen. Those links are in the description below, or just search Ryan Michael Ballo. Go support us, livecortex.com. If you want a good shot at having good verbal fluency and great brain performance, look, try our stacks. I mean, buy our nootropic stacks. That will help to have the energy, the background calm, and the cognition to be competent and therefore confident. Number one, the Torque stack, most purchased nootropic stack on the internet. Like, it's making so many waves. We're getting attacked by competitors. We're having people say all this shit about me as an individual. Like, we got personal attacks. Yeah, that's because our product is out there killing it. And their $100 product is like, they don't want folks to start buying our product, which is far better and way cheaper than some of the, other kitchen sink products, basically. By-Torque, livecortex.com, mental energy, motivation, confidence, competence, right? Cognition, the ability to function really, really well to get stuff done. Secondarily, if you want a very, very well-established verbal fluency and dopamine-centered nootropic stack, by Cortex. That is what Cortex is for. I mean, we're doing a lot chemically with that stack, but suffice it to say, your brain will function great. Buy the Cortex Nootropic Stack, livecortex.com. I wanted to announce officially here, free shipping, okay? All orders in the US for the next few weeks, maybe permanently, we'll see how it goes, free shipping. You don't have to pay for shipping, and it's rapid 2-day shipping, okay? Right now, it is rapid 2-day free shipping on all of our nootropic stacks. Go get them, livecortex.com. Need my help personally to formulate stacks for you, consult you on your TRT protocol, testosterone in general, nootropics, energy, even business, mindset, and confidence. Go to livecortex.com in the consulting tab and you will see all of the consulting options. Hire me if you will. I've got some slots open for the coming months and it is really what I like doing. I will talk to you next time.